Will today be the day when the tug of war between the centre and farmers finally end? The Samyukt Kisan Morcha will hold another crucial meet at Delhi's Singhu border today to discuss whether to end the over a year-old agitation. The large section of farmers' groups are in favour of calling off the protest, even though few still hold certain reservations against the centre's assurances. The central government had earlier sent a written draft to the Samyukt Kisan Morcha's 5-member committee. The Farmers' Union had in fact called a meeting of its top leaders at the Singhu border on Tuesday to deliberate on the centre's draft proposal. Now, the draft agrees to withdraw cases against farmers if the agitation is called off. The centre has also agreed to form a panel to look into minimum support price and the guarantee demand, and to also ensure that appropriate compensation is given out.
चल रहा काम होएंगे तो डला भगा दे वे उसमें चिट्ठी में डले में लपेट के चिट्ठी भेंगे भगा दे कौन भगा ना वो नहीं मिल रहा इतने वो नहीं मिलेगा इतने कैसे पता चलेगा हमारा आंदोलन कहीं नहीं जा रहा यहीं
मुआवजा पंजाब मॉडल सभी को मिलेगा सभी खत्म हो गए सभी खत्म हो गए आंदोलन खत्म होगा कल अनाउंस करेंगे कल
Now, the conversion row in Karnataka has picked up heat, with the state government all set to introduce the anti-conversion bill in the winter session of the Karnataka Assembly. There's stringent opposition to this bill by the Christian community. Here's a detailed report by Nolan Pinto.
Anti-conversion bill has left Karnataka deeply divided. And it all began with this statement.
ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಮಿಷನರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಮತಾಂತರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಮತಾಂತರ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಮಿಷನರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದರೆ ಹುಷಾರಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಮಾಯಕರನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಚರ್ಚ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ವಾಶ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಇದೆ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೇ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮನೇಲಿ ನೀನು ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಂಕುಮ ಇಡಬಾರ್ದು ಮನೇಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಟೋನ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಪದಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅದೇಶ್
The Basavaraj Bommai government will table a bill to stop illegal or forced conversions in winter session of Karnataka Assembly. Close on the heels of the demand for an anti-conversion law, the government initiated a survey on churches, their locations, land holdings and priests in charge.
If government wants to know what is the extent, what is their habitation, what is their asset and all this, what is wrong in that? Okay. In getting,
they feel they're being targeted, sir?
No, it will never hurt their feeling, or it will never come infringe their right.
The BJP government's measures against conversion have emboldened right-wing groups who have started targeting prayer meets across Karnataka. On October 17th, in Hubli, right-wing groups attacked the prayer meet and the pastor. They alleged that conversion was taking place and forced the police to take action. This wasn't an isolated incident in Hubli. In this video, people can be seen barging into a place of worship and forcing people out. After that, the attackers sang bhajans. Similarly, in November, a group tried to stop prayers in Hassan, but did not succeed. With attacks on prayer meets on the rise, a peace assembly was held at St. Francis Xavier's Cathedral on December 4th, urging the government to drop the anti-conversion bill.
We pray to the Karnataka government to withdraw this legislation that they are trying to put it, and in order to have it passed in the parliament, in the assembly. So our request is kindly withdraw this, because it will not bring any good to the people at large, and very especially the Christians will surely be affected very much by this legislation.
The opposition too has questioned the government on the need for an anti-conversion law.
All of us have to unite and fight it as an assault on the Constitution of India. We are all Indian citizens. We know our rights. And why? I don't think we are protesting as Christians, but all communities have to come together and protest this anti-constitutional bill.
A few prominent voices in the IT city have come out in support of the proposed law.
A very senior member of my family was in hospital in a serious condition, aged, in a mission hospital near their home. And the evangelist came and told them that if they convert, their fees will be paid. That they refused and said, we don't need anything like this. Then they said, if you don't convert, you'll go to hell. And they're very upset and angry. I mean, imagine you're vulnerable, you're very ill, and they come and try to put pressure on you.
All eyes will now be on the winter session of the Karnataka Assembly, where the government has decided to introduce the anti-conversion bill. Now, the Christian community has been opposing this bill, stating that there are already laws in the Constitution, so what's the necessity of bringing in a new law? The government has countered it, stating that no particular community or religion is being targeted. Rather, people from different faiths can actually live peacefully if they bring in such a law. With video journalist Madhuwar, Nolan Pinto for India Today.
Let's get you the big political story of the day. There's clear rifts that have emerged in the opposition amid an attempt to bring together an opposition alliance for Mission 2024. And the rift is over the role of Congress. After Mamata Banerjee declared that UPA is history, Shiv Sena has come to Congress's rescue. Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut said that there can be no unity in the opposition without Rahul Gandhi. Raut's remarks came after his hour-long meeting with Rahul Gandhi on Tuesday. The Sena MP said that he's requested Rahul to take the lead ahead of the 2024 General Assembly polls. When asked about the rift between the TMC and Congress, Raut said that the NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar will iron out those differences. This comes after Mamata's scathing attack on the UPA, saying that the Grand Old Party doesn't know how to fight and has become history now. Remember that she'd also met with Sanjay Raut, Sharad Pawar and the likes in Mumbai last week. Pawar backed Mamata while Raut has sided with Congress, and it's clear that there are cracks in this mega opposition alliance even before its formation.
राहुल गांधी मुंबई में आने वाले हैं जल्दी ही। अगर कोई एक फ्रंट बनता है अपोजिशन का तो कांग्रेस के बिना वो संभव नहीं है। उनके साथ भी बहुत से पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, रीजनल पार्टी आज भी कांग्रेस के साथ है, तो तीन फ्रंट क्या करेंगे अपोजिशन के।
आपको लगता है कि शरद जी को अब यूपीए का नेतृत्व करना चाहिए, चेयरमैन बनाना चाहिए?
क्या यूपीए? अभी यूपीए नहीं है।
Now, our forces conducted a mega joint service exercise, really, in the Kashmir Valley. The Army, Navy, Air Force flexed muscle in Jammu and Kashmir's rather hostile terrain. Military might displayed at an altitude of 9,000 feet showcased India's mountain warfare.
At an altitude of 9,000 feet, in some of the most hostile terrain, an incredible military muscle flex to train and prepare. In the gorgeous terrain of snow-blown North Kashmir, the Indian Army, Air Force and Navy came together this week to practice helicopter operations. These images playing out a serious message to India's adversaries on either side. But at its core, no-nonsense proof that sweating during peace means bleeding less in war. The exercise was aimed at validating the joint capability of forces to carry out missions tactically behind enemy lines.
For a long time that my birds were not in the air. it is important to ensure that our capabilities are correct, and therefore today we took out our time to ensure and validate our capabilities. It's a great event because all three services have participated in it, and as you guys have already seen it went off pretty smoothly.
Troops from the Army's Srinagar Corps conducted helicopter-borne training and validation drills in these forbidding snow-clad regions of Kashmir, showcasing the capability to carry out operations in the most testing terrains of all. The joint exercise had facets of both contemporary and modern battlefield, reflecting the tri-service ethos of the armed forces. The heli-borne task force included troops from infantry, the special forces and the Marcos from the Indian Navy. The heli-drop exercise included transport helicopters like the Dhruv and Mi-17, backbones of the airlift capability that can transport troops and special forces, commandos at lightning-fast notice to forward areas and into the fight. Also witnessed in these drills were Indian Air Force AH-64E Apache attack helicopters, most of which have been deployed in Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir over the last year since the military standoff with China began. With another bitter winter in the Kashmir Valley, the military drill is a useful practice, run for India's battle-hardened troops, but also serves as a reminder to both Pakistan and China that Indian troops have unmatched experience in special mountain warfare, a capability that should not ever be tested. With this joint exercise, Indian armed forces have made it clear once again that they are prepared for anything that comes their way. With Ashrafani, Bureau Report, India Today.
Trouble seems to be mounting for Bollywood actor Jacqueline Fernandez. The Bollywood diva will appear before the Enforcement Directorate in the 200 crore rupees extortion case involving Sukesh Chandrasekhar. This comes 2 days after Jacqueline was stopped at the Mumbai airport from leaving the country over a lookout notice issued by the Enforcement Directorate. The probe agency is all set to confront Jacqueline over the expensive gifts that she received from Sukesh Chandrasekhar. The ED is also expected to question the actor over financial transactions which allegedly took place between her and the con man. The ED suspects that a huge amount of money that Sukesh extorted from a businessman's wife was actually diverted to Jacqueline. India Today has exclusively accessed details of the ED's charge sheet against Sukesh in the 200 crore rupees extortion case. The charge sheet says Sukesh gave expensive gifts to Jacqueline worth over 10 crores, which includes 4 Persian cats, star-studded jewelry and a horse. The charge sheet goes on to say that Sukesh also booked chartered flights for Jacqueline while he was in jail. Jacqueline earlier was grilled twice by the probe agency. She's, however, denied any wrongdoing and called herself a victim in this case. It's day 2 of Victorina's grand wedding festivities in Rajasthan. The Bollywood couple are gearing up to tie the knot tomorrow. After wrapping up a close and intimate Mehndi ceremony with their near and dear ones, Katrina Kaif and Vicky Kaushal are all set for their Sangeet, and reports suggest that the event is going to be straight out of a movie. The Bollywood jodi will take over the dance floor for their first dance together on the song Teri Or from Katrina's film Singer's King. The playlist that will have guests growing include Kala Chashma and Nach Dene Sare from the movie Bar Bar Dekho. Bollywood's power couple is now just a day away from taking their 7 fairas together.